is the design that I'm going to be using for the tumbler. I have a measurement for my tumbler of 8.2 in height and 9.432 on the width. And guys, this depends on the size of tumbler that you use. And then this is the one that I'm going to be using for the tote. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send this to print. I am using my Epson 15000. That printer is being converted for sublimation. And I have had that printer for a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the craft table once this is done printing. So guys, I see you over there at the craft table.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Juana. So yes, guys, I was not able to post last week. I wanted so bad to post, but my husband had a medical emergency and they decided to hospitalize him, and he was in the hospital for 5 days. He had a pneumonia, a very bad one that did not respond to antibiotics at home. So they decided to keep him in the hospital for 5 days, but he's home, he's doing excellent. And yeah, so we are going to do some sublimation today, and I'm going to take you to the steps of this sublimation project. These are 2 items that I'm going to sublimate, and they are for a client, and this client is a realtor, and so I'm going to do this for her. So yeah, so I'm going to take you through the steps of how to sublimate a tumbler. You guys have seen me done this before. If you follow me, for those who are new, I'm going to try my best to do it on steps by step so that you can understand what I'm doing. And I'm also going to be sublimating a tote, all right? So I'm going to be using my HTVRONT tumbler press and my HTVRONT 15 by 15 heat press for the tote bag, all right? So yes, guys, so the room is looking nice. For those who are new, I moved to a new place. I have a new craft room. If you have not seen the video prior to this one and the one before, I show you the mess that was here after the move in, and now it's looking pretty much the way I wanted. Everything is in place. The closet is completely organized. I'm gonna give you a look in a little bit. Of course, I am happy the way it looks, but you know that I'm gonna be painting the room, and so when that happens, it's gonna be chaos again. Everything's gonna be a whole mess, but it needs to be done. My husband was going to help me paint the room, but because of his lung condition, it is not healthy for him to be exposed to paint because the lungs are still healing from the pneumonia. So I am waiting to find a company or someone that is gonna be painting my room for us, and that way, you know, it doesn't need to be exposed to the chemicals of paint. So that is a decision that me as a nurse took, because I know better to not allow him to paint and be exposed to those chemicals on the paint, all right? So yeah, so the painting is not gonna be done right away because like I said, I'm still looking for a company that will come and do the work for us, all right? And yeah, so guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move you. Actually, before we start with the project, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the things that I'm gonna be working with, and I'm gonna show you the walk-in closet. It's looking amazing. You're gonna be surprised how good it's looking. Okay, so these are the things that I'm gonna be sublimating. Yeah, this is gonna be the design for the tote. Of course, if you know about sublimation, it's mirror, so you won't be able to read it because it's mirror, but it says realtor all day, every day. And this one is the design for the mug. And these both are personalized with the name of the person as well as the tumbler. This is the tumbler. Again, it is mirror, so you won't be able to see what it says. But as soon as we are done with the project, it's gonna be looking amazing. Okay, so those are the 2 designs that I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera around one time to show you the closet. If you're new to the channel and you want to see how it used to look before and compare, it's a big difference. I am very pleased with the way it's coming out. Okay, so I'll see you in a little bit. I'm gonna move the camera around. So this is the closet, the way it has been organized. There might be some stuff that I might move around again and later on, but as of now, These are the shelving that I added all the way down. And mostly what I have right now there are the different frames or hoops for my different embroidery machines. Most of the mighty hoops, which are this one over here, are going to be hung from the wall, but I haven't been able to place anything on the walls yet because we're going to be painting. These one are going to go also on the wall right here. These are for the pulling, and these are for the Brother NQ 1700E. Yeah, and look at the fabric, how organized, guys. Let me move this from here. Let me show you from the back, because this is the way I have it. I have these two cards in here, and these are the fabric. I'm going to move this. It's easy accessible. On the top, I have all this fabric all organized in here, and then I have all my yarn, my embroidery, my crochet yarn right here. I have a lot of crochet yarn, guys. I don't show it much in the channel, but I do a lot of crochet. And right here on my embroidery, I keep saying embroidery, all my crochet yarn. And this is the crochet yarn that I use for my stuffies or plushies right here. Yeah, and some of my mugs and tumblers blanks. And this is the sublimation oven. And right there on that, how you call this, file thing, I have all my DTF designs that I need to press. When people order DTF designs on t-shirts, I have them all here organized. There's a lot of DTF. Here I have all my rhinestone templates, all the ones that I had designed already. All my rhinestone templates right here. All the design that I've done since I started doing rhinestones designs. And yeah, guys, this is my 12 by 10 Cricut heat press. Some blanks up here, some Libby tumblers or glass cups, tumblers, some hats. And yeah, guys, and so this is the way it's looking. Everything is pretty much, like I said, the way I have them. Of course, these are the heat press and tumbler press that I'm going to use on this project. Normally, this will not stay in here. They will go back there where those things are beside the other one. So this table usually is empty. That is my Brother NQ 1700E. And this is my Pullen EOC 06. And that is my sewing machine, my Brother's sewing machine. And yeah, so my two other cards, this is my PC, and more storage area right here. So everything is come up very, very nice. I am very pleased with the way it's looking. Of course, my Ricoma EM1010 and my two printers are over here. I used to have them on that corner, but I had to move them here because for some reason the internet on this place, it did not work on that corner. I could not get my printers to work. So once I moved them in here, for some reason, they work perfectly. This is my regular business printer, and this is my sublimation printer right here. And like before, I showed you before, these are all my vinyls. Some vinyls here also. I have some vinyls in here as well. And some other stuff. And for now, I have some of my embroidery thread over here on the wall, but it's not gonna stay there once I paint. That place is gonna be probably for hoops, to be hanging hoops. Yeah, and all of these embroidery thread as well, they're gonna be going on the wall, all of this embroidery thread. None of them is gonna stay here. I didn't bother again to hang them because I'm gonna paint the room, so there's no reason for me to hang them on the wall. And I have my covered stitch and my serger in here, my two Cricut cutting machines. This is for the shirt. These are for the baby shirts. And the rest of my hoop master fixtures are on the closet. And right there is my mug press from Cricut and storage and more storage. So people, everything is looking good for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me go to the table to show you the things that I'm gonna be using for this project right here. So right here, like I showed you before, these are the designs that I'm going to press. I have my heat gloves. This is a tumbler care that I created, and this goes inside the tumblers. So tumbler care instructions, and they tell you the people what to do, how to like hand wash, and not dishwasher. It's not dishwasher safe, not microwave safe, do not soak, avoid extreme heat. All of those instructions that I include when I work on my tumblers. This is the tumbler that I'm gonna sublimate. These are butcher papers that I'm gonna be using for the tumbler and for the tote bag. This is the tote bag that I'm gonna be using. This is a Sublimation tote bag, and this is a Cricut brand Sublimation tote bag. And this is the mat that I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna put it inside so that it's gonna be sublimating perfectly, because sometimes with these tote bags, when you do sublimation and you don't put anything inside, because of this right here, when the press plate comes down, it's stuck in here and it doesn't go all the way down. So this is gonna help me to keep it even, to get an excellent press. That's why I use these things, okay? Let me see what else. This is the sticker roller. This is for me to clean the fabric before I do the sublimation. And I'm going through this for those who have never done sublimation before, but you guys are following me, you know how this is done. This is a sublimation tape. It's a heat-resistant tape. It's resistant to heat. You do not use regular tape for these projects, and you have to use heat-resistant tape. And this is the cradle that I use to place the tumbler in. And this is everything for now, guys. So I'm gonna go ready to start. And I'll see you in a little bit. Let me place this on a tripod so that I can start the process. And I'm gonna be starting with the tumbler. So see you in a little bit, guys. Okay, guys, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut my design. This is the way it came out of the printer, out of the sublimation printer. Make sure, like I mentioned before, to have the correct size of your tumbler. So when you're designing your template or your design, you going to be using the correct measurement so that it fits your tumbler, okay? I got this design from Etsy, and then I added the personalization, meaning the name. I added, and I used Silhouette Studio to do that. That is the software that I use most of the time for my sublimation designs. I also use at times Canva for sublimation. For me, Silhouette is a little bit faster when it comes to the design, and it's more easier to manipulate, I think. But yeah, I've done designs using Cricut as well. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that this fits the tumbler, even though the measurement, before you start doing anything, people, take the top off. This does not go into the tumbler press because it's plastic, it will melt. Okay, so I just gonna make sure that I got the correct measurement. This is good. This is a little bit tall. So I'm gonna trim it from the bottom and from the top a little bit. I am eyeballing it. You can use a ruler and measure and be more specific, but you know, I can just eyeball it. I think I'm gonna be okay with that. I can cut it a little bit more. I think I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I think this is good to go. Okay, so the height is perfect. And now we're gonna go ahead and clean the tumbler. For the tumbler, you can go ahead and use alcohol to clean the tumbler, or you can use this lint roller. This is what I've been using all the time, and I've never had any issue. So you can use either one. So you go ahead and pass it through, because believe me, it looks clean, it looks white, but there's always dust accumulation on these tumblers, especially when they are on warehouses stored before they get to you. They don't clean them, they just send them the way they have them. So just make sure that you either use alcohol, and when you use alcohol, let it dry before you place the design on it. Just let it dry, and also you can use this one. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna place the design, making sure that you have the correct orientation, because it's very easy to make mistakes. Especially this design is there's so many things going on that you can easily put it backwards. So I'm gonna leave it. I know that I'm reading the correct thing, it's in the right direction. So now I can place my tumbler here. You don't need to have this cradle to do this, but believe me, it makes it easier for you, but you can do it freehand. You don't need to have the cradle to do it, okay? So first of all, I'm gonna make sure this here. And then you see I have the correct size when it comes to the sides. So the sides are perfect, end to end is perfect. So I'm gonna decide which way I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go this way, like this. And I'm gonna secure it in place by placing a piece of heat resistant tape, which is this one that I showed you before. Okay, and then I'm gonna place it in the middle. That way I know that is correct and in the right position. And then I'm gonna go ahead and continue placing a longer piece from top to bottom. Okay. Okay. And then what I do also, I make sure that this is stuck to the tape, and I use, let me see if I can find it right here. And you know, just make sure that everything is down. I don't know how you call this, but you're just gonna rub it here, making sure that everything is stuck in there, because that way you ensure that you're getting a nice sublimation result when it comes to the line in here. Okay, that's what I usually do. Okay. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another long piece of heat resistant tape, and then I'm gonna put one in the middle, pressure down to make sure that all the air is out of the tumbler. You don't want any air between the tumbler and the paper. I am sure that you have all air out of the tumbler, and then you're going to do the same thing on the top and at the bottom of the tumbler. Right now I don't need the cradle, so I'm going to go ahead and place one here, making pressure. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna cover this with butcher paper because you want to protect your equipment from the sublimation ink, because the sublimation ink rises with heat and it gets stuck to around the surface of your equipment. So the butcher paper is going to help you to prevent that from happening. So this is going to be about enough right here. Guys, sublimation is an excellent idea for decoration, to work with mugs, tumbler, shirts. I mean, sublimation is sublimation. It will never go out of style. I know there are a lot of other stuff like DTF and all of that, but sublimation has its place when it comes to crafting. An option. I do sublimation a lot, and people like it, and while people are liking it, I keep doing them. It's very easy to work with. Not much investment when it comes to equipment. So if you're starting on garment decoration or a small business doing mugs and tumblers, consider sublimation. It is cheaper than the other options out there when it comes to DTF and other options. And yeah, so okay, so this is ready to go to the tumbler press. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get the tumbler press ready, and I'll be right back, guys. The press is ready to go. I have it at 365 Fahrenheit for 130 seconds. Those are the numbers that are programmed for tumblers, or for stainless steel tumblers. For other items like mugs and glass cups have a completely different setting when it comes to the temperature and the time. This is gonna close when it's ready, and it's gonna happen when it's done. So I'm gonna place this in here all the way in, and then I'm gonna press start. And it's gonna close, and it's gonna do its thing. So I'm not gonna have to worry about anything. I'm gonna wait for it to finish, and I'll see you back when it's done, okay? I am getting ready because this is ready to roll, and here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove this from here, and I'm gonna place it here to cool down, and then I'm gonna turn this off, and I'll see you back once it's cooled down. We're gonna unwrap it, okay? See you in a little bit, people. All right, so this is cool enough to handle, and I'm gonna go ahead and start undoing the heat resistant tape. Just removing the tape. This is the moment of the big reveal, and it came out amazing. Look at these, people. Look at this. It's like barely no line whatsoever all through it. Perfect joint right here between both sides of the paper. Look at the design. Realtor. I turned for sale into sold, and the name of the person, and right here. I am very pleased. So the next thing that I'm gonna do right now is to work on the tote bag, and I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera around. I'll see you at the heat press, all right? I love it. Look at these, people. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, guys, so I'm recording this from this side of the room, and this is the heat press that I'm going to be using. It's my HTVRONT Manual Swing Away press. It's a 15 by 15 inches. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this inside. I'm waiting for the heat press to come up to temperature. It's going to go for 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So I'm gonna make sure that this is all the way in, the pad. This is gonna give me like a more secure way of doing this. Because of this, I'm gonna try to clear this away from the press, but if not, it doesn't matter because I have this in here, and this is gonna give me a nice press. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to clean the surface of the tote bag like I've done before with all my sublimation items, substrates. This applies to mugs, tumblers, glass cups, anything that is sublimation, you have to always clean the surface. It is important to do so because if not, you're gonna have dots and imperfections all over your design at the end. Okay, I'm just removing this one and start with the clean one and keep going. Oops. Okay. I don't know why this is happening, but it's happening, guys. I have already did a test drive, like I call it, on this right here. I placed this with the mat and adjusted the height of the top plate to make sure that I'm gonna be able to close it when it comes to close it, okay? Because of course this is thicker, so you have to adjust the plates so that this will fit on it. So now this is also a mirror, okay? So now I have to place it in here, making sure that I have the correct height. This is perfect right here. I'm just eyeballing it, kind of. Making sure that it's centered and that it's not crooked. Just to give me an idea that I have more or less the same distance. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can make it as close as perfect as you can. Apply some heat resistant tape. Make sure that the pressing pad covers everything. Like here, it's barely there, so I'm gonna move it towards the right a little bit because I wanna make sure that I have the correct coverage, and then push it down. Yeah. Because you want the pressure to be even, okay? You want the pressure to be even in all places, all right? Okay, the press is beeping. That means that we are ready to roll. One thing that I forgot to do, guys, is to place butcher paper inside the bag. That is very important. That will protect the opposite side of the bag, and it will protect my pressing pad not to get ink on it. Okay? Very important, people. So I'm gonna put butcher paper inside here to make sure that I am good. Okay? I am good in here. I have padding here, I have padding here. So now I'm ready to place the tote in the heat press. Now I have to make a decision whether I want to place it this way or this way. I think I'm gonna do it this way. Making sure that I'm clearing all this away from here and that I have plenty of space to press. Okay, and then I'm gonna place another piece of butcher paper on the top to protect my equipment, my press from the ink. Okay, I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna press down and I'm gonna press start. And it's counting back. Okay, it's gonna be a minute. 3, 2, 1. Ready? Let's go. I'm gonna let it cool down. And I'm gonna turn off the press. Always turn it off. And unplug it as well. I always wait a couple of minutes for it to cool down before I remove it because I don't want to ghost or anything like that. So that's why I'm waiting. I'm not doing it right away. Okay guys, so this is the moment for the big reveal. Ta-da! Beautiful! This is so pretty, guys. No ghosting or anything like that. Look at how pretty. Guys, look at how gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean around and I'm gonna show you the final result, okay? See you in a little bit. This is the final result and this is the final result on the tumbler. Isn't this gorgeous? I am very happy with everything. And yes, guys, let me give you a closer look for this. Yep. And this is, of course, amazing. Guys, this is everything for now. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you have any questions about the topic of sublimation or any other topic that I cover on my channel, feel free to ask questions down below. And also, if you're new to the channel and you like this content, consider subscribing to my channel, The Crafty Puerto Rican, and click the notification bell. That way you're gonna get notified of all my future videos. As you go out, people, don't forget to click the thumb up if you like this content. I will see you soon. I will see you later. Bye. Hasta luego.